The Icons of Real Estate Podcast. Are you ready to learn the proven money-making secrets from top-producing icon agents? Ready to skyrocket your business? This podcast is for you. Tune in every week with your host, Tomasz Fonseca, and find out how to implement proven strategies to 10 times your business, from $3 million to $30 million in just 12 months. Brought to you by the Masters at Real Estate Marketing, Ardor SEO.
Welcome to the Icons of Real Estate Podcast. I'm your host, Patty Teal. Let me tell you about today's icon. Jack Tsai is a seasoned real estate agent specializing in the Southern California area, mastering the single house and multifamily market. His professionalism has set him apart as a top producer, always finding a way to grow himself and his team. Jack joined EXP in 2019. And here's a fun fact about Jack. He's fluent in Mandarin, Taiwanese, and of course, English. Welcome, Jack.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's great to have you. So usually the first thing we do is have our guests share their story. So how did you get into real estate, your journey, and how did you get where you are now with EXP?
Yeah, I got into real estate in 2009, about 13 years ago. And back then, I read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad in college. So I was like, I don't think I want to work forever. And so I need to learn how to invest then. I need to have passive income. I need to make money, and likely via real estate. And I used to work with my dad when I first graduated because he was in real estate as well.
Mm-hmm.
And starting 2000 and I was in college from 2003 to 2007. And as you know, market was really hot back then.
Right.
Yeah, so I was like, I can do that too.
Mm-hmm.
However, I graduated 2007, the market tanked in 2000.
Right. Yes. Not
Right.
the easiest timing for you.
Yeah, so my parents decided to move back to Taiwan. And so I had to figure a way to make money. And back then I got a real estate license because I want to learn how to invest. I'm like, if I have a license, I can only help, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that time I was like, okay, I have a license. I need to find some way to make money. That's probably the way I'm gonna do. And back then in my office, they provide trainings, Mike Ferry training.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to their 3-day events in Riverside.
Mm-hmm.
And I was able to learn from Mike and be able to hear a lot of stories from other top producer, knowing that, hearing that, oh, you can actually make 500,000, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million in this business. Because back then my goal was to make 50 grand. I was 24, right?
I understand.
And I will be making pretty good income around my age. Back then, things were cheaper. Yeah. So when I saw that, I was like, you know what? I may not be able to make $1 million, $2-3 million right away, but I may not be as good as that person who just spoke, but I can at least get 10% of what they do, which is 100, 200 grand, which is pretty good. I can live with that. So that's when I decided that, oh, you know what? I'm going to be doing this full time.
Well, good for you.
Yeah.
I know you do live and work in an expensive area. Los Angeles in general is one of the higher price places. What's the average home price?
So it can vary.
Mm-hmm.
The area where I live is not super high.
Oh, good.
Depends on where you compare, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I would say about 700 to 800,000.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's all relative, isn't it? To some people around the country, that's really high, but in other places, not so much.
Yeah, because we have a lot of property here, like 2, 3, 4, 5 millions too.
Sure. Yeah. And what area exactly do you do your sales in?
Yeah, so we are in San Gabriel Valley. So we're by the corner, exactly the corner of LA County, Los Angeles, and Orange County, and San Bernardino County. We're right by that corner.
Got it. And are houses and properties staying on the market a little longer now would you say, than a few months ago?
Absolutely. We used to be able to sell a home within a week without much effort. People would just, they swarm to buy the property, 20, 30 offers, no problem. and like 100, $200,000 over the asking, no problem. Right now, we're seeing a sharp change to the market. Like you'll be lucky to get 2 to 3 offers.
Um,
Hmm.
well, still 2 to 3 offers. I mean, it's all relative there again, too. You know, we had, how many did you have during the really hot time on a property? Was it 10, 20, 30 offers?
It depends, but usually
Mm-hmm.
10 to 30.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, what are your goals coming up, Jack?
So currently, okay, my personality, I am an expressive. I want to do a lot of things. I used to have this shining object syndrome. I mean, I still have it. And yeah, I had to tell myself to limit down to the thing that I work on. So
Mm-hmm.
currently I'm working on 3 things. Number one, obviously sales. We're still, I mean, that's our main business, right? So we got to bring the money in from the front door.
Mm-hmm.
And number two would be building our team, right? Attracting talents to our team, our group. And number three would be finding investment property, not only for myself, but also for my clients.
Wow, those are some very good goals. So tell me about your team that you have right now.
So we have about 163 agents around, mainly in SoCal and also in a couple of other states.
Mm-hmm.
Our intention is to, have people in every state, and also because our company is growing internationally, and
Mm-hmm.
also agents out of the country too. So that way we can make sure that the client that we refer to out of state, we can get good service
Mm-hmm.
for our
Right.
clients.
And so how are you attracting these agents?
So currently within our EXP model itself, it's got a lot of things that already itself is attractive.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning like it can give you stock option, can give you opportunity to retire earlier,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that's one way. And secondly, through our group, we have trainings through like top producer who sell like 2, 3, 400 homes, regular training weekly.
Mm-hmm.
So that way we can learn not only just how to sell home, okay,
Mm-hmm.
but also really becoming like them.
Right.
I learned this thing a couple of years ago. A lot of people, they focus on, you know what, I'm gonna do more, so I can make more money. But the proper, the more efficient way to really become successful is to focus on who you're being, and then do what you should be doing as a successful person, and then you'll have what you want to have. Be, do, have.
Oh, is that kind of about prioritizing, or is it more than that?
That too.
Mm-hmm.
I believe because I had in my first 10 years of my career,
Mm-hmm.
I was with 2 different brokerages, and I came to EXP for 3 years. And my first 10 years, it wasn't easy, especially the first 5, but the second 5, it was not easy either. And I was stuck at around like 15 to 18 deals. And it wasn't too easy to get to that point. I was making like 150 to 200. And I was just every day worrying about money and thinking
Mm-hmm.
about, I'm not doing enough. I have a lot of story in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Coming over, like learning from my mentor, John Tsai in
Mm-hmm.
Vancouver. He sells about 200 homes a year.
Ah.
So really coming over, the biggest benefit that I learned is that I have like private mentorship from him. I can reach out to him, I can attend his training and ask him questions whenever I feel stuck. And he shared with me, Jack, it's not about just calling more people. It's about who you're being along the process, right? And it's about how do we do less but earn more,
I like that idea.
right? We like not keep on doing the same thing but expect a different result.
Exactly. I think that's the definition of insanity, isn't it?
Absolutely.
That's what they say.
Mhm.
So, as you build your team, what do you look for in a team member?
So I would say we have a couple core values. Like one of the most important ones is integrity.
Mm-hmm.
Like always do the right thing, not only just for the client, but also keep your word. in terms of what you say you will do.
Mhm.
It sounds very easy, right?
Well, it sounds very important.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
something just as simple as, show up on time.
Mhm.
And then whatever you promise your client, get it done. Under
Right.
promise, over deliver.
That's a good one. Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think that's one of the most important thing. And
Mhm.
teamwork, growth,
Mhm.
communication.
Yeah. So when I went to your website, one of the things that I noticed you talked about were market trends. Could you address the market trends and where you think things are going?
So everybody's gonna have different opinions. I'm
Mhm.
sure everybody here that's listening to this call, we're looking at social media, and some of us are watching the news. Right? I don't watch news because I figure, I mean, news is a lot of time they're just telling us what's bad, what's going on, right? Because that catches attention.
Mhm.
And social media, I started noticing some influencers started to do the similar thing as well.
Mhm.
Give a scary title. I mean, don't
Oh,
get me
yes.
wrong. Some could be right, some could be wrong. Nobody have crystal ball that knows what's going to happen, right? But I would say I like to look at the fact and really just project, because whatever I'm the type of person that I believe, no matter what the market is, somebody's going to complain. Like 2 years ago, last year, the market was going up like crazy, and some agent would be, oh yeah, oh, it's so hard to get an offer accepted. It's so hard to be an agent. You know,
Mhm.
such a tough market. I have qualified buyer. I can't get them open escrow. Right now, it's very easy to get an offer accepted because there's much less competition. But people are gonna complain that, oh yeah, the market shift rate is so high, this and that. So no matter what the market is, no matter what's
Mhm.
going on in the world, some people is gonna complain, right?
Right.
So in terms of what's gonna happen in the market, nobody knows. But my read on the market is that rate is gonna keep going up until the end of the year because of inflation.
Mhm.
And once when like the government, the media, because I believe that we're in a recession already, right? But it's not really like out there, like a newspaper everywhere that's saying that we are actually in a recession. But when the Fed really control the inflation and let people know that we're in a recession, they have to start adjusting the rate down.
Mm.
Because
Mhm.
I'm seeing some places, some of the prices are coming down in terms of like groceries.
Mhm.
I like to shop seafood when I go to grocery
Oh,
stores.
yeah.
I see that price of seafood is coming down.
Oh, you noticed that. That's interesting. Yeah.
So, I mean, having inflation rates, short-term rates are going up already. So
Mhm.
people's credit card debt is going to be, they're going to pay more for
Mhm.
however they owe, and pay more for gas, pay more for grocery. So what people is going to do is going to cut back on spending.
Mhm.
Cutting back on spending, meaning a lot of the business, they're going to make less money. So they're going to start laying off people.
Mhm.
So when that happens, recessions will come and they have to adjust the rate.
Mhm.
That's what I see. So probably first or second quarter next year,
Mhm.
it's gonna slowly come down. I've heard from some lenders, they say it may go down to 2 to 3. Don't quote me on that. It's just something that
Sure. Mhm.
I think it may go back down to like 4.
Mhm.
But we'll have to see.
How does that affect the way you respond as an agent? And also, how does that affect people that are thinking of buying right now?
So as an agent, I learned before, like we can just ask all the audience, whatever you're listening right now, whatever you are, just think like, just go out half a mile, okay, or within your database. Most people, if you're over the age of 25, you should have at least 250 people in your database. Just people
Mhm.
you know them, they know you by first name basis, right? So go out half a mile or go into your database, 250 people or more.
Mhm.
Do you think there is someone that's looking to buy or sell home right now, or know of someone who may be looking to buy and sell home right now? The,
Right.
the answer is typically
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah.
So as an agent, our job is just to get in the way between buyer and seller.
Mhm.
No matter how the market is, somebody's gonna want to buy or want to sell.
Right.
I remember 09, 2010, I was doing part-time, right? And the market was really bad. I mean, like shopping home was like shopping home on Amazon. Right? You don't
Oh,
want this one, you can go for that one. You don't want this one,
right.
price is good too. It was
Mm-hmm.
easy for buyers if you have investors. So I would say as an agent, no matter what the market is, just pivot. Like if the market is really price is really cheap, work with buyers more. If
Mm-hmm.
the market is bad, I mean, if the market is really hot, work with seller more. I mean, yes, we know listing is the name of the game, but at the same time, just if you're just starting out, and you have to first remain positive, and just know that there are businesses out there. Look into your MLS. Look into the InfoSpark is where we see market stats.
Mm-hmm.
There are a couple hundred, a couple thousand home that's being sold in your city or county. So
Right.
somebody's selling a home. Just
Mm-hmm.
find them, help them,
Yeah.
right?
I love that advice. So, we've lived in some difficult times in some ways with coronavirus and people being quarantined and interest rates way down, now kind of up and down. So that ability to pivot is ultimately very, very important.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it sounds like you do a good job with that.
Still working on it.
So we aren't we all?
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned that one of your goals was investment property or getting into investment property. Can you address that further?
Yeah, as I mentioned from Rich Dad Poor Dad, I'm like, I gotta get my passive income more than my active expense. Actually, it's just more than my expense. So that way I can have the freedom, option, and choices to do whatever I want, whenever I want, with whoever I want. Right. I'll still work. I mean, I remember when I was younger, I wanted to retire when I was 35.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked to one of my friends though a couple of years ago. He's like, he had the same goal, but he was like, but why do we want to retire at 35? I mean, after we retire, what the hell are we gonna do? Right. And really being this business, being on this journey, I mean, I find it fun. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there's fulfillment, and that's where you can contribute to people. And I mean, I take a lot of personal development courses. I think learning it's fun,
Yeah.
right? So in terms of investment, I mean, my goal then kind of changed. I'm like, you know what? I want to have that freedom, option, and choice
Mm-hmm.
to work or not. I'm still gonna work,
Sure.
but I want to have the option to be like, you know what? I want to go out for like two weeks or 2 months,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't have to worry about money.
Yes, that's a nice
Right.
goal. Yeah.
So in terms of investment property, in terms of passive income, I'm doing a couple of things. I'm one of my mentors. His name is Dach Nguyen,
Mm-hmm.
and he has a company called Springboard to Wealth.
Mm-hmm.
Him and his partners Stephanie and Mark, they're like just great human being. And Thatch, he has at least $100,000 a month in passive income
Mm-hmm.
through investing in real estate, through the burst strategy, also flipping, wholesaling, all that. And it's I think it's a really good way for realtors. I mean, since like supposedly we prospect every day anyways, so we talk
Mm-hmm.
anyway, look for buyers and sellers, especially sellers. It's an opportunity where we can provide seller a different option,
Mm-hmm.
and at the same time being able to help buyers or investors or ourselves to start building a portfolio through the burst strategy.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely check him out. He's a great guy.
Okay, we will.
Mhm.
You know, it's interesting. You're the second person I've spoken to today who's mentioned how inspirational Rich Dad Poor Dad was. And I've never read the book. Can you tell me a little bit about what was so inspirational about it?
Yeah, I mean, I read it when I was 19 or 20, and I reread it like 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
A couple core concept, which because the thing that he teaches in the class, I mean, sorry, first of all, it's very easy read, right? English is not my first language, and even
Mm-hmm.
so it's very easy. There are some book I just struggle with it,
Yeah.
and but that book is very easy to read, and it tell you first of all, a lot of the people going through the U.S. education system were taught to be a good employee.
Mm-hmm.
We're taught to get good grade. We're not supposed to make mistakes, and tests you're supposed to take it yourself. Don't copy other people.
Mm-hmm.
And so he kind of point that out, be like, hey, we just go through the high school, college typically what does our parent ask us to do? Get a good job and go climb up the corporate ladder, get married,
Sure.
have a kid, do the same thing
Mm-hmm.
over and over. But this class, it kind of enlighten me, be like, hey, if we do that, if I follow that path, we gotta work till at least we're 60 or 70, some of them even older.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was younger, I remember internet just came out. Oh, I kind of just reveal my age. Anyways,
You're young. Don't worry about that.
yeah, and but I I'm I think having this shining object syndrome kind of helped me out. I like
Hmm.
to get around, right?
Right. Well, especially when you're young, you want to look at everything and all the different options out there. Hmm.
Yeah. So I was thinking, how come some people can retire when they're 30 or
Hmm.
40? How come there are some people that don't have to work forever?
Hmm.
How come some people they're like millionaire, multi-millionaire when they're such a young age? And how come most people are not like that? So I'm like, there has to be a better way. And
Right.
then when I saw the book, you pointed out that like there are four main quadrants. Number one is the E quadrant is employees, which is people who
Hmm.
get to, and those are the people they get the highest tax. Right, there isn't much tax deductible that you can do, and like you're kind of locked up, like your
Okay.
time,
Hmm.
right?
You sure? Yeah.
And
Hmm.
you're stuck. I mean, you can go up gradually, but you can't make too much. You can all of a sudden be like, oh, I make extra 100 grand this year.
Right.
It's a little tougher, right?
Hmm.
And second would be self-employees, people like myself, realtors, or like people, restaurant owners, CPA, or doctors.
Hmm.
We can create our own future. You can make more money by working more, but you're still trading time for money,
Hmm.
right? And but at least we have more tax deductible.
Hmm.
And third would be investors, people who trade money for money, stock trader, people who invest in
Hmm.
real estate or whatever, right? And lastly, would be business owner, people who either invest into a system or have a system, a business where they are trading, well, they are leveraging other people's time or system to make money. For instance, like McDonald's, like
Hmm.
franchise owner. I mean, even if they were to go on vacation for 2 months, the business will still grow.
Right.
And that's actually kind of good segue for me to the previous question that you asked me about passive income, about investing.
Right. Hmm.
That's actually why I chose EXP Realty.
Ah.
Yeah, there is a thing called revenue share.
Hmm.
It's very similar to KW's profit share, right? Which if you're helping the company grow, you'll be able to get a revenue. The company will share their revenue with the agents,
Hmm.
right? And I've seen a lot of the agents that I know, they are already financially free by being in this
Wow.
model for less than 5 years.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah. That's a great model, isn't it?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Yeah. Oh, that's so great. Thanks for sharing that.
mm-hmm.
So I know that you also assist people in wealth creation. Is it by sharing this kind of knowledge that you're doing that?
Yeah, I think mostly our agents, and we do classes regularly and
Hmm.
events regularly to educate, and I would say just to share what we know, and
Hmm.
to mastermind with the agents who is with our company or not with our company.
Hmm.
Our EXP group is called EXP Unity.
Okay.
Okay. We believe that, I mean, all agents, all clients, I mean, we're all human beings.
Hmm.
At the end of the day, we want what's best for ourselves, our family. And then I we think that, let's not limit ourselves, be like, oh yeah, we only work with EXP people. We only work with you because you are with me. We want to work with just everyone who's looking to get better. No
Hmm.
matter which company you're at, I mean, we can always mastermind and just grow and learn from each other.
Right.
There's enough
Right.
pie for everyone.
Hmm. That's a good way to think about it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wondered what you look for in an agent that can really help to grow the business.
I would say, attitude. I mean, I just heard this. I go to Tony Robbins too. I've been to
Oh,
his program.
that's so great that you take all this inspirational training.
Yeah, I went through a couple because every time when I go, I learn a lot,
Mhm,
which I can apply in my life. Actually, I remember, I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago. I went to his program, UPW,
mhm.
and that was like his intro class, like 5 days. And then after that, he would sell his next program, uh,
Ah,
something university. And
mhm,
I was asking my wife, hey, do you want to take it? And then at
mhm,
first, oh no, I don't think I want to. It's so expensive. I don't want to do it. But
mhm.
I was like, you know what? At least go to UPW with me, and then we can talk more. After day one, I was like, hey, do you want to take it? And then she said, actually, I think it's pretty good. I want to take it. And
Oh,
for two of us, I remember the cost was like 24, 25 grand.
mhm.
That was a lot of money,
Yeah.
right? And but I was thinking, hey, we're gonna live at least another 50 years or
Mhm.
more. And if we divide that up, every year is like $500. And
Yeah.
whatever I learned today, if he helped me sell two more homes in the future
Mhm.
and make us have better communication, and that itself is enough,
Yeah.
right? So, but what was your question?
Oh, what you looked for in an agent, I
Oh,
think was,
yeah. So,
yeah, yes.
so yeah, because I was talking about Tony Robbins. Yeah. So I saw one of his video yesterday.
Mhm.
That one of the most strongest and most important trait of a person is hunger.
Oh,
So I would say, obviously, we welcome all agents who want to grow, who want to learn more, who want to have a career in this business, right?
mhm.
Want to help agents, and but you're asking me like, what's like the ideal person who would I want?
Sure.
I would say it would be someone that's hungry, someone who has grit,
Grit, yes.
who doesn't like. I learned that in this business, or any business actually, the toughest thing it's being okay with repetitious boredom. Be okay with
Yes.
bored, and
Because
because
you like shiny objects.
yeah, and I think like because our job is very very simple,
Mhm.
not easy. We
Right.
just gotta talk to people. We just gotta like get people to know us, like us, and trust us.
Mhm.
Provide value for them. It's that
Right.
simple.
Right.
But for most agents, for a lot of agents, it's tough for them to just do that because there's a lot of there could be some hiccups. We don't have any boss, right? There could be some hiccups like, oh, escrow canceling, this buyer would buy with someone else, this doesn't work, that doesn't work, or I don't have escrow, or things are just not going the way I want it. Having grit is that when you're dealing with those, but still have faith about, have a vision of where you want to go, and have faith and not give up and just move toward that.
You are very wise and inspirational. I think you should be a trainer. Do you do trainings right now?
Um, I learned a lot of those things from I just
Mm-hmm.
copied on other mentors.
Right, but you
And
just have all these great inspirational ideas off the top of your head. It's really nice.
thank you, thank you. I want to
Yeah,
give credit to all my mentors.
yeah. Oh, that's very, very nice. Oh, you wanted me to mention that you're looking for Chinese speaking agents. So
Yeah,
maybe,
so I think main thing I'm looking for any kind of agent. I'm not
okay.
just to
Mm-hmm.
Chinese. We are located in San Gabriel Valley in
Mm-hmm.
Southern California. I don't know if I mentioned earlier, we're in the corner of Los Angeles, Orange, and San Bernardino County.
Mm-hmm.
And this area is quite heavily Asian, like
Mm-hmm.
50. Okay,
Oh,
and
50%.
so
Wow. Mm-hmm.
yeah, so in our area, we're looking for in any area, we're looking for like just good people, like we'll
But
just
that's an important skill that could be very helpful.
yeah. So in
Mm-hmm.
terms of Chinese agent that we're talking about just now, is that we have clients who want to buy property or sell property out of state,
Mm-hmm.
and some of them, a good portion of them, they only speak Chinese.
Right. And so
Right?
it's important to be able to communicate with them.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
we are looking to build a network of like Chinese agent so that we can send those Chinese speaking investors or buyer and seller out of state. Right.
Yeah, that makes
So that's
sense.
what we're looking for.
Yeah. So I want to make sure that if people are listening or watching, that they can get in touch with you, whether they're an agent and want to talk about possibly joining your team, or if there's somebody who's looking for a house to buy or sell. How would they get in touch with you?
Yeah, so you can call me at 626-376-0136
Mm-hmm,
and 626-376-0136.
mm-hmm,
Or you can reach out to me on Facebook, Jack Tsai, or IG,
mm-hmm.
jacktsai.exp realty.
That's great. Thank you so much for being a guest on Icons of Real Estate. You are wise and wonderful. I know people will love this interview.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your time as well.
Thank you very much.